how to love yourself again. There comes a moment, not loud or dramatic, when you look in the mirror and realize you don't recognize the person staring back. You're breathing, functioning, maybe even smiling. But something is missing. The spark. The softness. The truth. Somewhere along the way, you stopped loving yourself. Not out of hate, but out of habit, out of survival. Out of 1,000 little moments you chose others over you. Have you ever asked yourself, when did I stop being mine? Was it the first time you stayed silent to keep the peace? Was it when you let someone else define your worth? Or when you started measuring your value in likes, attention, or someone's approval? Self-love isn't about ego. It's not about being perfect or untouchable. It's about coming home to yourself. Again and again, especially after forgetting, especially after giving too much, especially after getting lost. Maybe you've spent years trying to be enough for a job, a partner, your parents, the world. And in the process, you started dimming, shrinking, editing your truth to fit someone else's version of lovable. But let me remind you of something simple, yet sacred. You don't have to earn your worth. You were born with it. Loving yourself again doesn't start with grand declarations. It begins quietly, with noticing, with choosing, with remembering. 1. Remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Before the heartbreak, before the pressure, before the hustle. Who were you? What lit you up? What made you feel alive? That version of you, the one who laughed without checking if it was too loud, the one who danced without needing a reason, is not gone. She's waiting, beneath the masks, behind the armor, under the rubble of expectations. You don't need to become someone new. You need to return. Loving yourself again is not about self-improvement. It's about self-recovery. Peeling back the layers, shedding the roles, letting go of who you were told to be so you can remember who you are. 2. Let go of the narrative that broke you. We all carry stories that aren't ours. Stories of unworthiness, of inadequacy, of needing to be more, do more, give more, just to be loved. These stories weren't written by you. They were handed to you by wounded people, rigid systems, and painful experiences. And healing begins the moment you say, that story no longer belongs to me. You are not the heartbreak that shattered you. You are not the rejection that silenced you. You are not the mistake you made 5 years ago. You are not what they said when they didn't know how to love you. You are more. Always more. 3. Start showing up for yourself. Self-love is not a feeling. It's a practice, a decision, a devotion. It's saying, I matter in the way you speak to yourself, the way you rest, the way you set boundaries, the way you choose what and who you allow in your space. Start small. Wake up and check in with your heart before checking your phone. Say no when you mean no. Feed your body like it deserves to be alive. Dress like you love yourself even on the days you don't. Keep promises you make to you. Because every time you choose yourself, especially when it's hard, you send a message to your soul. I've got you. 4. Stop apologizing for existing. You don't need to apologize for taking up space, for having emotions, for changing your mind, for choosing peace over pleasing, for being too much or not enough for people who never took the time to know you. Your softness is not a weakness. Your strength is not aggression. Your voice is not too loud. Your needs are not a burden. You're allowed to ask, to rest, to want, to heal. Loving yourself again means refusing to shrink into someone else's comfort zone. It means standing tall in your truth, even when it trembles. 5. Make peace with the mirror. What do you see when you look at yourself? Flaws? Regrets? A to-do list of improvements? Or do you see the miracle that survived? That body? It carried you through heartbreak and hope. Those eyes? They've seen pain and still seek beauty. That heart, it's been bruised and broken and still dares to love again. Stop waging war on your reflection. Speak to yourself like someone worth loving. Because you are. Not when you lose weight. Not when you fix everything. Not when you reach some imagined perfection. Now. As you are. Right here. 6. Forgive yourself for forgetting. This part is crucial. You will forget to love yourself. You'll slip into old patterns. You'll overgive. You'll settle. You'll betray your boundaries. And that's okay. Healing isn't linear. It's messy and human and full of detours. But every time you remember, every time you return, you build a stronger bond with yourself. So when the guilt comes, meet it with grace. When the shame whispers, answer with truth. You are not behind. You are becoming. And love, true love, includes forgiveness. 7. Choose environments that reflect the love you're rebuilding. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. If you're constantly surrounded by people who belittle you, dismiss you, or benefit from your self-abandonment, it will be harder to come back home to yourself. Protect your peace. Curate your space. You're allowed to outgrow relationships that no longer align with your healing. You're allowed to walk away from what dims your light, even if it's familiar. Loving yourself again means being willing to disappoint others so you stop disappointing yourself. 8. Fall in love with being alone. There's a kind of magic in solitude, the quiet knowing that you are enough without an audience, without validation, without someone to fill the silence. Can you sit with yourself without distraction? Can you enjoy your own company? Can you dance alone in your kitchen and smile just because? When you fall in love with being alone, you stop chasing people who make you feel less lonely. You start attracting those who match your self-respect. Because when you love yourself deeply, you no longer entertain anything or anyone that asks you to abandon that love. Final words. Come home to you. This isn't about becoming untouchable. It's about becoming whole. It's about learning to hold your brokenness and beauty in the same breath. It's about no longer waiting to be chosen because you already chose yourself. You will still have hard days, doubts, insecurities. That's okay. Self-love isn't a final destination. It's a daily walk. And every step you take toward yourself is worth celebrating. So if you're feeling lost, disconnected, or tired of trying to prove your worth, pause. Breathe. Come back home. To the girl who forgot how to love herself, you're not broken. You're just remembering. And the moment you begin to love yourself again, the world starts to shift. Not because everything outside changes, but because you do. And that changes everything.